Peace, family. I'm coming to you with another live video, and today I want to talk about how your life is shaped by your thoughts. Let me repeat that again. How your life is shaped by your thoughts. First, I want to start out with a scripture from the Bible, and that's in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. In the King James Version, it mentions, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are issues of life. There's other translations that says, keep your heart with all wise, with all wisdom, because out of it are the sources of life. There's so many different translations that kind of says the different things, but it touches on the same concept. But one translation in particular, and that is the Good News translation. It brings it out in this way in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. That me to sound to be a little more poetic because it shows you and it's true that how we think, how we conduct ourselves, issues out from the heart. How Yeshua says, out of the heart, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. We have to be careful on the things that we think about, what we allow to go into our subconscious mind, what we allow to walk around within our hearts every day. Because if we're not careful, we could find ourselves just we're all caught up in all kinds of weird things just by the way we think. For instance, um, let's say even if you're not even aware of the fact that your thoughts shape your life. Let's say you're just an average person. Most of us, all of us are just average people. You go about your day and you start, and you're on the road, just driving, wherever it is that you're doing, and you start thinking about things. And you think about good things, you get a smile on your face, and the minute you start thinking about bad things, you know, then your attitude starts to change. But if you think about something that's going to be very detrimental to you, right away you will pause and say, "Oh, no, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that." Why not? Because your subconscious saying, "No, we don't want to put that thought in our heads. We don't want to keep that. We want to balance that." Because if you think about something that's tragic that can happen to you, or something may go wrong in your life, right away you say, "Don't think about that," because you don't want to call it into fruition without self-knowing, without even knowing that you're doing this. So just be cognizant of that. That when you do think about things, you do bring those things into existence. Well, someone may say, well, I want to be rich. I think about money all the time. Why am I not rich? I mean, you said my thoughts shape my reality. There's a difference. Well, think about it on a broader scale. There are people there are millionaires all over the planet. Some from inheritance, some through hard work, wherever it is, even through hard work, their thoughts led them to get this money. And then there's some who win the lotto. You think it's isolated people who win the lotto, but yes, these people have fortune because they thought, well, I don't know what plane that they're on, what spiritual plane they're on. You don't know. So not saying that it won't happen to you eventually. You see, so and you can't, and I'm not saying that every thought is played out in the spiritual realm is to attract to you what it is that you're thinking about. I'm saying that when you think deep about something, when the spirit world really knows that you want something, it's going to come to you. And that's why, and then let's go with a lot of people who do win the lotto, and a lot of men are broke. They end up in a worse condition than they were before they actually had the money because they weren't ready for it. They weren't ready for it. So look around your home. Look at all the furniture that's in your home. Look at all the plants, the trees. I mean, not the plants and trees, but the TVs, the microwaves, the stoves, the refrigerators, remote controls, whatever it is that's in your all the computer, the cell phones, whatever that's in your all these devices that we have before us. They came by man thought. Man thought it into existence, and there it was. You know, and yes, you could say, well, how did man get all this technology? How did they know how to build this? How did they know how to build that, and what have you? It must have been some spiritual guidance, somebody. Yes, of course, Yah is responsible for all these things. Um, but here's the thing. Just to I want to go there for 1 minute. I want to show you how Yah puts these things into man's hearts to do these things. Let me pause for 1 second. Okay, and it says here in Isaiah chapter 28, verse 23. It says, listen to what I am saying. Pay attention to what I am telling you. Farmers don't constantly plow their fields and keep getting them ready for planting. Once they have prepared the soil, they plant the seeds of herbs such as dill and cumin. They plant rows of wheat and barley. And at the edges of their fields, they plant other grain. They know how to do their work because Yah has taught them, or God has taught them, if you chose that route. They never use a heavy club to beat out dill seeds or cumin seeds. Instead, they use light sticks of the proper size. They do not ruin the wheat by threshing it endlessly, and they know how to thresh it by driving a cart over it without brushing the grains. Listen to this, verse 29. All this wisdom comes from Yah Almighty. The plans Yahuwah makes are wise, and they always succeed. You see, so yeah, the Father gives us the wisdom to do these things. It's for us to bring these things to fruition. Um, let's say one man may have thought of anything, just anything we have in our possession. It came from one individual. This individual taught the next person who taught the next person who taught the next person who taught the next person. It's just like going into a classroom where there's a bunch of people and the teacher only have the knowledge of a certain subject. He or she spreads that knowledge to the students. And then the students have this knowledge now. The same would be said with the Father and the Son, but we're not going there. So basically, what I'm saying is that your thoughts shape your reality, just like you have an idea of an invention. You bring it to fruition. Someone else may join in with you. They may come up with some ideas, and you all come up with ideas because we were all created in the Father's image. Love, justice, wisdom, power, whatever you want to call it, we was created in that image. So our thoughts shape our reality. So let's say if you start thinking about bad things in your life, let's say if you're a person who was addicted to drugs or I don't know, drugs, sex, whatever, and you're trying to get away from it. That's why it's always safe to keep those thoughts out of your mind because once you start thinking on those thoughts, as I mentioned before, your subconscious take you at your word. It would bring those things back into your life. And thoughts attract thoughts. So if you're thinking bad thoughts, guess what? You're going to find because there's other ones thinking just like you. And there's a spiritual connection we have with each and every one of us. Let's say you're sitting in your house one day and you go, man, I sure wish I had let's say if you was addicted to alcohol and you're getting away from it, I sure wish I had a drink. Sure enough, it may not happen at that spur of the moment, but eventually someone is going to either come to your door, you're going to be drawn to it, you're going to find yourself in the store looking at it, or whatever it is, it's going to eventually come to you. When I say someone may come to you, because just as you put that out there in the universe, someone is picking it up, unknowingly picking it up. I've been on the road many times and I say, hey, I wonder what this person's doing. Guess what? Boom, I get a call from that person like, whoa, wait a minute, that's weird. I was just saying it. And all of a sudden you're here. And I'm hearing your voice, but if you don't want to entertain things in your life, you keep it away from your mind. Just don't think about it. You know, some things still would come to fruition no matter if you think about it or not, because some things are just destined to happen. But some certain things that you have control over, it's all in your mind, is how you deal with these things when they do come because we're living in a world that there's so much going on that nothing is secure, nothing is promised to us. We just have to protect ourselves and be safe of the environment that we're in. And the best way is to think of love, joy, peace, wisdom. Think of all these things just think of the fruits of the spirit as it speaks of in Galatians chapter 5. Just focus on those things, the good things that's going. I know is negativity seems to just run rampant on the planet, and we're so attracted to negativity. What I mean is that we're so attracted to drama. Like even TV shows, we want to see TV shows with drama. We don't want to hear things that are wholesome and good anymore because those things doesn't really drive us, as a people. So that's why I say with your thoughts, we have to focus more on positive, good, solid thoughts because those negative thoughts is going to constantly push us further out away from who we truly are, and as spiritual beings. I just wanted to put that out there. Just tell you that your thoughts really do shape your reality. One more. Let's say if you wanted to move to a different location and you put that thought in your mind and you eventually start thinking about it and you put in some work behind it. Come on now, all thoughts, you can think of all you want, but most of the times you have to do the work as well because your thoughts, it's not, some things do fall in your lap, but then for the bigger things, you would have to literally go out and do the work because your thoughts will set it in motion. It's opening up a door and opportunity for you to go out and get it is what it is that you're wanting. I'm living proof of that. I've seen it happen in my life many times. I think about things and eventually it's at my fingertips. And sometimes in abundance, you know, but it doesn't come easy like it just doesn't drop out of the sky. I have to work for it, but my thoughts or the universe is allowing me to work to have these things. Any illness or anything can come upon you at any given time to stop you from getting these things. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't just fall out of the sky like you would see on a movie like Shazam or whatever. No, you have to do the work, and the Father, the creation, allows these things to come into your life, you know? So, and I'm not isolating this to people say, "Oh, God gave me this. God gave me this." Father does give you things, but look at wicked people. They have a lot of abundance. They have a lot of rich material things. They have a lot of things in their possession. So because their thoughts shape their reality. You know, so I don't have a time. I only have a minute left, so I just wanted to put this spell out, and I may do a second part on this and go a little more in depth. Okay. Have a good day. Peace.